from the Apple computer.
It's gonna be so cool.
He's just a kid. Steve, you're just a kid.
The movie Jobs is essentially about Steve Jobs, the man who created Apple computers in his parents' garage that eventually became one of the biggest corporations in the world.
After today, you will never look at computers the same way again.
But it took two people to build the Apple empire. So even though the movie is called Jobs, the story focuses on the working relationship between Jobs and his partner, Steve Wozniak. Ashton Kutcher and director Josh Stern explains that partnership.
How important was the relationship between Jobs and Wozniak?
That relationship is the crux of our film, but I also think it is the crux of Apple.
We're actually, oddly enough, sort of different sides of the same coin. They brought to the sort of the emergence of this technology something different that would not have worked without one another. Meaning there would really never have been Apple without Woz, and Woz wouldn't have made it without Steve.
We can't afford to pay 3 people right now.
We can't afford to pay ourselves.
By carefully leveling the relationship between Wozniak and Jobs, the production took years of preparation and fact-check on the history of the Apple empire. The climax follows a time when Steve Jobs replaced Steve Wozniak at Apple and made his revolutionary invention.
Also, do you think Steve Wozniak got the notoriety that he deserves?
I don't know that he got the notoriety that he deserved. He really was the engineer behind this, personal computing revolution. And I think there came a point in time where that switched and it became Apple's not possible without Steve Jobs. And I think that really was the point where when Steve came back into Apple and when he went to Next and actually built OpenStep, I think was the first sort of real revolutionary thing that he did without Steve Wozniak. But then Next really became, the OpenStep really became the backbone of what Apple.
In life, you only get to do so many things. We're gonna make Apple cool again.
Besides the story between Woz and Jobs, Ashton Kutcher's portrayal of Steve Jobs is easily the most talked subject about the movie. Kutcher has the initial advantage of a reasonable resemblance to Jobs, but goes beyond this to faithfully recreate some of this man's physical mannerisms.
Again, I loved your performance in the movie. What do you want the audience to know about Steve Jobs, or about your portrayal of Steve Jobs in the movie?
I hope it inspires people to have the courage to build the life that they live in, not be afraid to set great goals for themselves and pursue those goals. I hope they learn to do it in a way that's a little bit more kind and generous, maybe, than Steve Jobs did. But ultimately, my goal is to inspire a new generation of people to build amazing things.
The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
The movie Jobs will be released on August 16th in the United States to mark Apple's 37th anniversary. Adeline Chui, CCTV News, New York.